Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Monday, August 5th, 2024. Calm down, everybody. Okay, I I woke up this morning to about 200 emails, and look, what's happening overnight and right now, do not let this stuff rattle you. When you see moves like we're seeing right now, global stock markets are cratering. Cratering, absolutely. Okay, but what else is going on here? Bonds or debt is being bought up like there's no tomorrow. Let me show you what this looks like here. This drop with regard to the MMRI, which we watched on Friday, is extending. We covered this yesterday. Don't be surprised to see if this would happen here. This is a Herculean effort going on right now. Asset purchases here. Obviously, we know who's buying to keep this market from dropping. But what's really going on here is two factors. Number one, and you already know this, but I'm going to just cover it real quick. Number one is seasonal volatility. Is this a little extreme? Absolutely. Why? Geopolitical uncertainty. If there is one that this market hates above all others, of anything, it's uncertainty. People, it certainly appeared. Look, we're in World War III. In case you don't know, that's where we have been for quite a while. The opening salvos. A lot of guys calling this, me, Gerald Celente. That's what we're here. That's what's going on right now. The world right now is holding its breath, waiting to see what's going to happen in the Middle East here. The United States sending carrier battle groups over there, weaponry, everything that you can imagine to obviously expand war, which is the goal anyway here. War, the expansion of war. There is more profit in human suffering, pain, and death than in any other endeavor. Period. You all know that. Okay, so how the world today is waiting to see what's going to happen here in the Middle East, and most of you know what I'm talking about here. At least I hope you do. If not, do a little research into this. That's what's rattling these markets right now, and it's sending the price action of assets across the board wild. Okay, we got stock futures this morning. Trading doesn't start for about an hour and 45 minutes from the time I am doing this video blog. Dow futures are down 900 points. S&P futures down hard. NASDAQ futures down hard. You got a sell-off here. I hate even talking about this. Gold is getting blasted. Silver is getting hyper blasted. Cryptocurrencies are getting blasted. Commodities across the board getting blasted. The one thing that is not getting blasted here, what am I talking about? You already know. You're laughing. You're laughing if you're paying any attention to what's happening. The dollar. The dollar right now is cratering. Absolutely cratering, falling to the floor. Generally, in a fair trade, my lions are laughing. You're all laughing. You see a knee-jerk into the dollar. Why are we not seeing that right now? This is obviously a pan sell-off, except for one thing. People, look. Let me show you a headline from Market Watch this morning. Bond yields continue to slide on expectations of a Fed easing. Let me ask you, our economy's booming, right? That's what they're telling us. We couldn't be stronger. Well, that's what they're telling us. We're the envy of the world. This was in the words of our illustrious, beautiful man of a president. Anyway, so why is it that the Federal Reserve is now resorting to easing, or what's better known as quantitative easing? We witnessed the same thing during the market meltdown of '08. Look, what they're really fearing here. Let's have a little powwow, you and me, okay? Why is it that we're seeing what we're witnessing on a world stage? I'm not talking about markets here. Again, you already expected this. 2 weeks ago, two Tuesdays ago, we said expect extreme volatility in the market. Well, you're getting extreme volatility in the market. Okay. No surprise to anybody here. Period. Is this a little exaggerated because of geopolitical issues? Yeah, it is. And let me tell you something else I found out. Okay. About a week ago, from what I understand, I talked to everybody. You all know that, okay? The lovely Kamala had a sit down with the big Wall Street CEOs, the mega banks. You know, behind closed doors, you're not supposed to know this, okay? And apparently she's laid out a whole set of promises. Imagine my shock. Imagine you. Really? You mean sitting presidents do this when they're looking to be reselected? Prospective presidents do this when they're hoping to be selected. Now it's her turn. Okay, Trump did it. Biden did it. Now that Biden's out, Kamala has to go there and reset the stage for, how she's going to make it easier, of course, for the military-industrial complex, the corporations to become more rich and powerful than they already are. So that's the word on the street. It's out there, and we may see some dynamics change. In fact, maybe we are. That's probably part of what's happening now as well. But we'll talk more about that moving forward. Right now, I want all of you to sit back and just relax here, okay? Again, market volatility, absolutely. Is this to an extreme level? Yeah, I think it is, but that's being amplified again by geopolitical uncertainty. Uncertainties is the number one thing that this market hates above all others. But a Herculean effort is going on right now. Look at this. This is history. We've never seen a drop like this before in the MMRI. People, keep your eyes on this. Look at this number. I mean, we may actually drop below 200, which would be zone here. As the Fed is in here buying it all. Oh, they're easing. They're easing. Quantitative easing. People, you can't make any of this stuff if you tried to. You could make it up. It's impossible to do. In my view, this is more opportunity, honestly. Let's just put out another hypothetical here. Okay, let's talk, you and me, because we can talk about anything. We're friends, right? Okay. Say we are about to see war expand greatly. Of course, this is what the goal is here. Again, look, I'm going to let you know on a secret here, in case maybe you're new here. The grand plan is to vastly reduce the population of this world. Okay. You don't believe me? You think this is an extreme thing, a tinfoil hat? Okay, whatever. You do your own research into this. It's all about control. Whoever is selected here in the United States, whether it's going to be a lovely, beautiful Kamala or our big, strong man, Donald Trump, whichever one is there. Again, they already been fully briefed and they understand the situation way more so than you do here. Both of our choices, we have no choice here, are pushing the same agenda exactly with regard to what I detest above all. That is this trickle-down economic lie that is being fist-fed to everyone. Make the rich richer and more powerful, and we're all going to do better. I want to read, excuse me a minute. Oh, man. What does it mean your nose is itchy? Does it mean something? I think it does. I have terrible allergies. Anyway, I want to cover something else with you in just a moment. So just hang on here. All right. So how this is going to play out, let's just say the hypothetical is, let's say war starts to vastly expand here, which I really believe is the grand plan here. Look back how this plays out in history. We're already in World War III, period. Are we about to see a leg up here or a move towards more death, pain, and destruction, human suffering, which of course is immensely profitable by the corporations here? It's very possible, okay? With regard to the market, how it plays out, you get an initial sell-off, which could be pretty substantial, and then a mighty rebound. That's how it works, people. Is that what's being set up right now? Are we the market is a forward-looking pricing in mechanism. You all know that. I've covered this at length forever. Is the market smelling something, or is this just something else? Time will tell. Time will tell here. But with what we're witnessing, this history is being made. The debt market is being bought up like there is no tomorrow. And of course, that is what's pushing the dollar down right now. Again, when a central bank has to create cash out of nothing, just add digits to a screen and buy debt with it, we've covered this a million times, it's massively currency negative. You're not allowed to know that. Easing here, massively inflationary. Again, it's a no-brainer here. When a central bank has to ease because there is economic turmoil, but our economy is supposed to be, we're so great, we're the envy of the world. You all know that because our illustrious president said it, so it must be true. Okay, so when this happens, when a central bank is implementing an easing policy, quantitative easing, see, they're leaving out the word quantitative because you see people's brains might revert back to what they remember during the meltdown of 2008. When a central bank does this, they have to get into the market and make it happen. They can't just say it. They can't just wave a magic wand. They have to create vast amounts of cash by adding digits to a screen. When the Fed or any central bank adds digits to a screen, what does that mean? It's killing the purchasing power of the dollar. Duh. And then they have to get into the market and buy the debt. It's a revolving door. Issuing debt through one door, you all know this, by creating currency, buying it back, buying all the debt through another door. This whirlwind here, this vicious cycle, which central banks around the world are foaming at the mouth to do. And this, of course, is going to give them an excuse. World War III, the movement towards World War III, a stock market which appears to be not too happy right now. Oh yeah, of course, prop that back up because everyone does not want to see their investments evaporate. So in many ways, people want this. You understand? But the side effect of this hurts everybody. More inflation, a weaker dollar, a loss of purchasing power, a much stronger collective central banking system. That's what they're doing here. And war, an expansion of war from here, is exactly what they need to do to solidify, to finish what they started, their final solution. People, look, so what we're seeing this morning, just let me sum this up. Stock futures are cratering around the world as debt is being bought up literally like there is no tomorrow. Keep your eye on this, okay? People, this is free. At least once a day you should be looking at this, all right? There is a link in the description of this video. Just scroll down about that much and you'll see the MMRI. Keep your eyes on this because history is being made here. Cryptocurrencies across the board getting slammed. Gold and silver especially getting slammed. It's just crazy. But in my opinion, what am I going to tell you? Okay, Greg is a perma bull. I think this is opportunity. People, let me read this to you. I think we should be buying across the board. I want to read this to you because, you know, I get a lot of complainers, as always. Greg never offers a solution. People, the solution is in your face. And I've been telling you what to do for years, and we've been on the right side of this. But with regard to the economy and what's happening now, how both Kamala, and Donald Trump, the two beautiful things now running to be our high exalted mystic rulers, and help the Fed, of course. I want to tell you something. Both of them are on the same page. They're selling you the same economic plan, and that is trickle down, because trickle down works. And how do you know that? Look at the world today. Look at the world today. You can see how every developed nation on this earth, it implements some kind of or a form or a derivative of trickle down. How's it working out for the people of the world? How about it isn't? So here's a solution here, okay? It comes down to basically just a couple of pages, and I'm going to cover this with you right now, so you can add this to your arsenal as well. This is right now in your inbox if you subscribe to my free newsletter. Free, link in the description of the video. Yeah, no brainer. So you want a revolution? I've been telling you for the longest time we need a revolution. We don't need some freak to dictate our life to us. We, the people of the world, well, should be able to govern ourselves. That's how this whole thing was set up, here in America at least. not living under the rule of a king or a queen, serfdom, although that's exactly what we're going into, a neo-feudalistic society. And that's really in large part because the trickle-down works so well. We're being eliminated. People of the middle class. I'm laughing, but it's pathetic. So you want a revolution or a solution, people? It should start with this. Let me know if this makes sense to you. Or Greg is just out there. Lions, I am of the opinion that trickle-down economics does not work. Okay? How can we prove that? Open your freaking eyeballs and look around you. And that's exactly what's being pushed right now by Harris and Trump. The same thing. Duh! I have covered this at length many times, how trickle-down economics doesn't work. As a matter of fact, I just put out a whole paper called The Economic Lie of Economic Lies. And if I covered it right here, and it's in your inbox if you subscribe to my newsletter. Again, link in description of the video. The overall theory of trickle-down economics is laughable, okay? That by making the rich richer and more powerful, that it's better for you. It's better for you. Yeah, let's make them even more powerful than they are now, and you're going to do better. Really, how's that working out? How about it isn't? Unbelievable. This is a lie, okay? Today, every so-called developed economy has implemented some version of trickle-down economics. And the result is, well, are you ready for this part? In our face. The world is producing more millionaires and billionaires than any other time in history. You think that's just by accident? While at the same time we are seeing a virtual elimination, I should have wrote extermination of the middle class. In reality, trickle-down economics is the #1 killer of small businesses and national economies. Yeah, you heard that right. Does it appear that Greg Mannarino may be correct in his economic theory? How about its reality? Look around the world, people. How is this all working out for you? So, is there an alternative? Guess what, people? There is an alternative. You mean the world doesn't have to be locked into this lie of trickle-down economics? You mean we can fix this? We could if we had a leader with enough guts to tell us the truth, and it certainly ain't Kamala, and it absolutely isn't Trump, because they're both telling you the same thing, that trickle-down economics works. What are they telling you? We need lower rates. We need a weaker dollar. That's trickle-down economics 101. Okay, so here's step number 1. The key here as to what would be a revolution to flip the trickle-down system into a system which would benefit the average person, more than likely you, is first, #1, a stronger currency. A stronger currency not just based upon relative strength or comparative strength of one currency versus another, okay, but a currency with more purchasing power. Oh my, what a concept! Having a weak currency fulfills the corporate multinational agenda in that it allows corporations who transact overseas via the exchange rate, which adds to corporate profit. Sound about right to you? The side effect of this weaker dollar system that Kamala and Trump are both calling for to continue the insane asylum system of trickle-down economics is it kills small businesses here in the United States who do not transact overseas. It is also the same for every other national economy. It is hard to argue that here in America alone, gone are the mom and pop shops of yesterday in favor of the corporate structure. Does this sound right to you? Or is Greg Mannarino's economic theory just not right? And Greg is wrong, and Trump is right, and Kamala must be right, because they're both selling you the same story. You get it yet? Is it starting to sink in? A weak currency is an economic killer of nations. Sure, corporations want a weak currency, as again they benefit from the overseas exchange rate and reap the rewards. But how does that help the economy grow from the bottom up? Here's a clue. It doesn't. People, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist for this here. This is basic stuff. Higher borrowing costs. What are we hearing? What are the promises of Kamala? What is Kamala promising you? Wait a minute. She's promising you the same thing as Trump. Lower borrowing costs, lower rates. Sure, the lure of low rates sounds good on paper. People can go out and take out a series of loans, credit cards, personal loans, etc., and pile on debt and only have to pay X on interest over time to do it. This mechanism is highly destructive to the middle class. It's just too easy to get in way over your head with easy access to easy money. Sound about right here? Or again, is Greg way off? Here again, lower rates fulfills the corporate agenda. With low rates, corporations can, listen to this part in case you didn't know. With low rates, corporations can borrow to grow their businesses for next to nothing, while at the same time selling corporate bonds and corporate debt to finance the cost of borrowing, something you can't do. Today here in America and around the world, we have historically low rates, and we're soon going to see more easing. Sounds like some kind of a dirty, perverted sexual act. That's just me. Okay. Easing. Today in America and around the world, we have historically low rates. Meanwhile, central banks are planning to lower rates even more moving forward, or ease. Higher rates promotes economic growth at home. Yes, people. Higher rates promotes economic growth at home. Competitiveness. Higher borrowing costs allow small businesses to streamline their business model and not take on oceans of debt, which, unlike corporations who sell bonds and their own debt to finance their borrowing costs, must find better ways to grow their businesses. Does this sound right to you? Why isn't Kamala talking about this? Why isn't Trump talking about this? Because they are there to fulfill the corporate agenda. And if you don't like it, tough. This is the truth. Higher borrowing costs also takes away the lure of borrowing for the average person. Easy money is not so easy to get, and this further promotes financial responsibility. Lions. There is much more to this, okay? And I will certainly cover more of this moving forward, but here is a start. Does this sound about right to you? For you economists out here, and I know there's a bunch of you, how about telling people the truth here? That this is exactly what we need to do. Anyway, people, this is in your inbox right now. Take advantage of this stuff. Tell me where I got it wrong. Does that sound about 100% correct to you? Yeah, I bet it does. You know why? Because you have a functioning brain. But no, we have no choice again. Whether it's going to be the lovely Kamala or the beautiful, handsome hunk of a man, Donald Trump, they're selling you the same economics story. They're promising you lower rates. They're promising you a weaker dollar. And as you all know, it ain't working for nobody around this whole freaking world who have all adopted their own version of trickle down. Trickle down is an economic killer. It's wiping out the middle class around the world as the rich get even richer. Oh, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Because that's what they're trying to sell you. That's what our lovely, illustrious leaders are trying to sell you. Why? Because they're part of the problem. There's no solution here. And they're going to empower the central banks here, and they're going to allow them to ease even forward. Is it making your life easier? Hell no, it isn't, and it ain't going to either. Because this would work. You're not going to hear a word out of the mouth of Kamala or Trump, because this would actually help you and not fulfill the corporate agenda, but you're not allowed to know that. All right, people, let's keep our eyes on all this. It's going to be beautiful. We're in for a wild ride. All right, so just buckle up and laugh. That's all I have to say, man. This is a comedy act. This is a freak show. It's a circus act. And you know who the players are. It's the Kamalas. It's the Trump. It's the Federal Reserve. It's the corporate agenda. And you and me, they're making laughing stocks out of us all. Not you and me, though, actually. You and me, because we are lions. We get it. But the vast majority of people are so far behind us, it's not even funny. We are leading the pack. We are the solution, and we are the revolution, people, because it's right here for you to understand in black and freaking white. But this ain't going to happen. The chances of this happening are about the same as hell freezing over. How's that? Because this would help you. It wouldn't help the corporate agenda. And the corporate agenda, which is obviously welded to the Federal Reserve's plan of becoming the lenders and buyers of last resort to wipe out the current system and implement their own digital system here, more control, and obviously a vast loss of human life. This is what they want. Wake up, people. This is your wake-up call. I hope you got something out of this video. Anyway, please share it, get it out there, and let me know what you think about Greg Mannarino's economic model. My economists especially, I want to hear from you. Tell me where I got this wrong, because this trickle-down system really does seem to be working well. Don't you agree? You can't make it up. Love you all from the heart. I will see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for my live stream.